Record-breaking moves in the gold price. Will silver soon follow? Guys, we are living through crazy good times, historic times together. The silver price, the gold price, the value, the reason why you've decided to protect part or maybe a lot of your wealth with precious metals are coming to fruition right now before your very eyes. Let's run out and get an update on the gold and silver price because things are changing rapidly. You know, guys, we can deal with anything, but here we'll go at the Pembex. We'll press the button here. And okay, silver up almost 80 cents per ounce, $32.50. Gold up $24 per ounce, $2,716 per ounce. Let's take a look at just one of the reasons why we need to be super optimistic about the silver price in particular. $44 silver by Christmas. Here's the reason why. Here's a post from North Star. This has been widely circulated, but silver is posting this historic cup and handle for several years now. Okay. He says his initial target has not changed. Do you believe it yet? I believe. Look at this cup and handle, guys. I mean, it is massive. And let's remember, we haven't even begun to break out of this cup and handle formation just because we like to get our Crayolas out and do a little drawing. Here is the handle in the cup and handle. Here is the inverse head and shoulders. Okay. And that's when we break out. And that's when we go way beyond $44 per ounce silver, way beyond $50 per ounce silver. That's when we get silver in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and eventually triple digit silver. Do you believe? I absolutely believe that will be the case. And it may sound crazy, right, to say triple digit silver, but think about it. Think about the moves that silver has made at other periods in history, what it did in the 70s, what it did between 2001 and 2011. Silver went from being under $5 per ounce to $50 per ounce, a 10x move. So for silver to make this move from, let's say, $15, let's go back and look at that chart real quick. Hold on here. To think that silver, right, can't go from $15, right, another 10x, hey, I mean, come on, man. That's only $150 silver. We could have massive moves, and there's no reason why we can't see that and why we cannot believe that. Wow, there is so much going on. I'm going to stay focused with you this morning, basement dwellers. I almost forgot the most important thing. Yeah, you, thank you for being here. It's a big honor when you give us your time and join us in the basement. When you join the club, when you're a basement dweller, right? We're average, everyday, silver, gold, precious metal mining stock investors, but you're not average. We're all exceptional. It's a big deal you're here. Thank you. Please give this a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel. I still have that special deal going. Yes, it's free to subscribe to Ron's Basement. Super chats, though, and super thanks or PayPal donations, those are always super appreciated. Now, what's next? So gold is making records, guys. Gold. This just if you think this is crazy, think back to December when we sat here together in the basement and said we thought we could get $2,500 gold by May, and people called us crazy. Now we're up above $2,700 per ounce in gold. But when is silver going to follow? That's the big question. Silver will follow. One of the biggest reasons is the gold to silver ratio, which is still at historic high levels. I don't know what it is right now. We could do the math, 83, 85, 87, who knows? But very high historically. You hear different people read it different ways, but the number of ounces of silver that you need to buy 1 ounce of gold right now, let's say 85. Historically, like recent history, that's been as low as 50 or 60. Okay, that means $50 or $60 silver. We would need $50 or $60 silver right now to enable you to trade 50 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. That gold to silver ratio will compress. The smartest people, I heard Lawrence Leopard, right? He's got an MBA from Harvard. Great guy. I love him. I always have. He was talking about the prospects for silver. We've got great news coming at us from silver. We are in the battle. Okay, we're back. Let's go look at the silver chart and let's realize where we are and why this is so important. Here, before we do that, look, mainstream media is picking up on the precious metals. Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg. This is from earlier this morning. Gold tops $2,700 for the first time to extend record-breaking run. Bloomberg. Can I highlight that? Yeah, well, you can't see it. But anyway, Bloomberg. Okay, and they have a little article here. We're not going to waste our time reading the mainstream media, but it talks about what's going on in the Middle East, why that's so important. Okay. Let's look at this gold chart. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Up $24 in the futures. Wow. If we look at just a 2-year chart, look at this 2-year chart of gold. Does it show any signs of slowing down? No. Okay. When it comes to silver, we need the silver price. The gold price will continue up. The gold price will continue to pull up the silver price. The gold to silver ratio will compress. We will get higher, but we need to break through for silver. Let's look at this one more chart. Okay, then we're going to go on to more very shocking news about what is happening right now in the world, but and how it is impacting the silver price. $32.69. This is the December futures. For those of you who don't know, we have the spot price, which you can typically find on Kitco, and we have the futures price. It's about split 50-50 between which price people follow, but nonetheless, we are approaching up 93 cents. But let's take a look. Oh boy, we may have done it in the futures. Oh my God. Oh, no way. Let's look at a 1-year chart of silver. Okay, here we go. Let's draw our line. I think we've done it, guys. I don't know if we have to close. Look, I'm not like the technical analyst guru, but this was oh my gosh. I think we've done it. Look, remember, we tried back in May, June, a couple times to break through. We almost kind of tried in July. We came back here late September, a little while ago. And if we look here, okay, we have broken through in the futures. Let's hope that on a daily basis we close there. And if we close there today at the end of the day on a Friday, that will be a weekly close. Things could get very interesting very quickly for silver because I don't know anybody. Here's the reason why. We don't know anybody out there, any analyst. I've not heard one analyst talk about the silver price and say, oh, if silver hits $33 or $34, it's going to crash. It's going to pull back. Now, you know how the world works. We've been through this before, right? Sometimes shocking things happen. However, every single analyst, even Pippi the Silver Cat's down here with us. Thank you, Brian, for that super chat. Guys, the reason why $33, $34 is so important is because everybody, I could name all their names, but we'd be here forever, is saying that once we get into that $34, $35 range for silver, we're off to the races to $44 silver. It's going to happen from a technical perspective. And on top of that, we know that there are just unbelievable fundamental factors supporting the silver market, right? The supply demand. We could go on for hours about that, right? All the use, solar, electric vehicles, electronics, artificial intelligence, and the supply of silver is going down. I have never been so excited to be with you on a live stream as I am this morning. Today could truly be a historic day for silver investors. It already is for gold. Congratulations to those of you who stack a lot of physical gold. This is just an unbelievable situation. And what adds fuel to the fire? Are you ready for the next firework, basement dwellers? What adds fuel to the fire? Oh, I don't think I pulled that up. Hold on here. Here we go. We cannot look at this chart enough. This comes from Tavi Costa at Crescat Capital. Guys, gold and gold miners as a percentage of total global assets. You talk about gold miners, you talk about the gold price going up 3, 4, 5, 10 times from here. Here's why it can happen. Look at this. Throughout history, 1921, 1932, 1948, and 1981, during all of those periods, gold and gold miners represented over 20% of total global assets. Now, 1%. Okay. If we just got back to 5%, that would be 5 times the amount of money in the precious metals sector. Yeah, I know this is a gold specific chart, but the same thing, it's probably even more exaggerated for silver. Buckle up, Buttercup. If we just get to 5%, imagine if we go to 20, right? I mean, with all the news going on, I don't know if you've heard the latest with Russia and the BRICS pay. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but with everything going on right now, there's no reason why we can't logically expect that the percentage of global wealth invested in precious metals couldn't again go to a minimum of 5%. Hey, look, I don't have a crystal ball, just giving you my opinion. Now, let's go do a quick update on the gold and silver price on this, what has so far been a historic day. You know how it goes, guys. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, we're at 71 cents per ounce up. Come on. I got a feeling, and I could be wrong, it's going to be one of those days in the silver market where we shot up. We're going to pull back a little bit. Maybe we get it to only being up 50 or 60 cents per ounce, but we close the day strong. But you got to remember something. We're going to come back to Pembex. Those cheaters at the COMEX and the LBMA are going to be giving it all she's got today to beat down the price from where it is, because it's a Friday. It'll be a weekly close, and that's very important from like a technical analysis chart perspective. There's going to be an epic battle, right? Starting probably an hour from now through the close of the market, where they're going to be giving it all they got to beat down the price. Even if they do, who cares? Because at this point, sorry, COMEX and London Bullion Market Association, but you are fighting a losing battle. And the reason why they're fighting a losing battle, guys, is because the physical market, the physical world, the physical demand for silver and gold, for that matter, is overtaking the paper price. Okay, they could only play their games. They can play La La Fantasy Land. I mean, you know, you can fantasize and daydream all you want, but at the end of the day, right? Mother Nature, the free market, is going to prevail in the silver price and gold price. It always does. That's like one of the truths of life, right? Like, you know, everything's born, everything dies. Mother Nature, market forces will prevail. So even if they push us down today, which I'm not predicting, I got a feeling we're going to pull back and have a nice solid run through the end of the day. It's going to be very interesting. Let's get out here. I want to say thank you to channel sponsor Pembex, right? They make exciting, fun days like this for us to get together. They make it possible. They sponsor Ron's Basement. They sell, it's an online bullion dealer. They sell gold, silver, and platinum group metals. The basement community has been overwhelmingly pleased with the service and the prices that they've received from Pembex. I get emails all the time. That makes me feel so good about having them as a sponsor. Look, I'm only going to take sponsorships from companies that I believe in. Okay. And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart that I believe in Pembex, and I know that they're doing our community well. So please, next time you're thinking about buying some gold, silver, platinum group metals, do yourself a big favor and consider Pembex. See what they can do for you as compared to some of these other big online bullion dealers, right? And you never know. I'm not giving financial advice, but the reality is we've had some silver shortages in the past few years. If things progress the way that I think they could, right, who knows at some point how difficult it could be for people to acquire physical silver. Thank you, Pembex, for sponsoring Ron's Basement. Oh, there is so much going on. Let's go check. Let's go check and see what is going on with the gold and silver price in China. Here's our friend, the Oriental Ghost. Here's this one first. Okay, we're going to talk about this later. Russia to push new payment system at the BRICS summit. Guys, the BRICS summit is in 4 days, and we have some breaking news from that. But we get from the Oriental Ghost all-time high on gold in gold on the Shanghai Gold Exchange and the Shanghai Futures Exchange. But we want to check the silver price too. So these are the prices from China, the Shanghai Gold Exchange, because we emphasize the high because the price is always higher. There's AG, that's silver on the Shanghai Gold Exchange, only $34.48. So substantially still $2 per ounce higher than what we have in the United States. Gold price, 2,000 on the Shanghai Futures Exchange over here, gold, 2,708. That's US dollars. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. In Shanghai Futures Exchange, silver is at $34.51. So throughout the world, and this is driving massive demand for silver, we are seeing on the physical market, the Shanghai Gold Exchange, we are seeing substantially higher prices. What about this? This is what's happening, right? Gold and silver, precious metals, are in an epic battle with the US dollar. Who's winning? I think gold and silver are winning. How do we know that? Listen to this, guys. I mean, it's getting so interesting. This is from Make Gold Great Again. Bank of America said this. He says, wow, Bank of America today. Do I have you guys up? Hold on here. Nope, I don't. Sorry. Here we go. Sorry about that. Bank of America today. Gold. Now I'm paranoid. Okay. Last time I'll check. Bank of America today. Gold is the last safe haven as treasuries face risks with USA debt. Bank of America. Is that like the biggest bank? If not, it's one of the biggest in our country. Definitely one of the top 2 or 3. Anyway, they're saying gold is now the last really true safe haven, that the dollar's trash. Remember what we just talked about? How the US dollar and precious metals are in a cage match right now, and what that means to you, right? If you hold physical silver or hold physical gold, is that as the metals continue to prove their superiority to paper fiat money, the value, the real value of what you own is going to go up and up. Bank of America. Let's look at this. Gold is the last safe haven. There's gold, right? Standing strong with the American flag. That's right. And there's treasuries. That's the dollar. It's a burning house. I mean, it's so sad, but it really is. I mean, that's the reality. Hey, and it's okay for us to know this and say this, because guess what? Guess what? The founding fathers of our country put specifically gold and silver into the U.S. Constitution. It's the only form of real money, right? The 1913, when they created the Federal Reserve, Woodrow Wilson, who later greatly regretted that decision, that's all a bunch of BS. The founding fathers of our country put it in the Constitution, right? And gold and silver, and they knew, they knew. Think about that. They knew that gold and silver would win over time, timeless, temporary, make-believe, paper, fiat dollar, whatever, however you want to say it. Let's go to see let's get a little more info on what Bank of America is saying. Okay. Gold is the last safe haven as treasuries face risks from soaring U.S. debt, Bank of America says. Traders and central banks should increase exposure to gold, Bank of America says. And this is true for silver as well. This is why people are moving away from paper money, fiat money throughout the entire world. And we're going to talk about what the BRICS are doing here. And that's going to be happening here just in the next 4 days. It is crazy. Okay. The Bank of America, why else, right? The Bank of America strategist says treasuries face risk as U.S. debt levels soar. The analysts see gold hitting 3,000 an ounce by the end of the year, and maybe by the end of the day, the way things are going, implying an 11% upside. All right, this is all the standard stuff that we already know. Here, just one paragraph. Gold looks to be the last safe haven asset standing. Let me say that again with a little more emphasis. Gold looks to be the last safe haven asset standing, incentivizing traders, including central banks, to increase exposure. The strategist said in a Wednesday note, this is Bank of America. They explained that with U.S. debt expected to keep soaring, oh God, wait till you just got ripped off $1,500. What is that's like 2 tubes of American Silver Eagles. You got ripped off. We're going to get into that in a little bit here. But they explain that with U.S. debt expected to keep soaring, Treasury supply faces risks. At the same time, higher interest rate payments as a share of GDP will make gold an attractive asset in the next few years. The system, it's a debt whirlpool, it's a debt spiral. It's falling apart right before our very eyes. Slowly, fastly, however you want to say it, however it plays out, it's happening, and it's happening right now in real time. Here, let's go to this. Hold on here. Let me see if I can find this. Here. Make sure I got you guys on the screen. I do. Okay. Here, you want to hear how you got ripped off? 15. Here, let me look at this. Those dirty politicians in Washington, D.C. just stole another $1,500 from you. Let me explain how and why and what that means for silver and gold. Let's go take a look at this. I was shocked when I saw this. Okay, this comes from Geiger Capital. 500 billion was added to the national debt in just the last 3 weeks. $500 billion, okay? $500 billion in 3 weeks. Front running the election. The government truly is out of control, guys. So take out your calculator, or you can trust me, which may or may not be advisable. Take out your calculator and realize, right, in 3 weeks, $500 billion was added to your debt. That's your debt, Buttercup, my debt, my kids' debt. If you take 500 billion and divide it by 330 million, which is the number of people in the United States, guess what? That's $1,500 per person. And what do you get for that? How about nothing? Okay. It is out of control. $1,500 in 3 weeks. Are you kidding me? I mean, we are living in fantasy world when it comes. We had 1,000 people. This is a new record for the basement. Thank you, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you being here. Okay. It's really is absolutely crazy. Hey, don't forget, if you get a chance, check out DirtyMan Safe. If you want to bury have a little buried treasure in your backyard, DirtyMan Safe. And I wanted to mention to you, they're sending me some safes. I'm going to get them today. I'm going to show them to you on Sunday. But they do have a discount code for basement dwellers, RON10. 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 10 brain cells, however you want to remember it. Okay, let's talk about the BRICS. Are they backing the new BRICS payment system with gold? Or what is going on with gold with the BRICS new payment system? Because this is creating shockwaves throughout the precious metals community. Woof. Let's go here first. Let's quickly. Wall Street Journal. It's happening, guys. Wall Street Journal covering gold. Gold futures rise to new record on demand. Sliding. This is the Wall Street Journal. Oh no. Did I lose it? There we go. sliding treasury yields, and China demand. What's interesting, okay, is this. We've heard so much of this all over and over. Here we go. Here we go. Let's read this. Hong Kong officials stated plans on Wednesday to develop the region into a gold trading hub. Bye-bye, COMEX. Bye-bye. Everybody wave bye-bye with me to the COMEX and the LBMA. Okay? Did I forget again? Oh, my gosh. Sorry, guys. It's a crazy day. Hong Kong officials, here, Wall Street Journal, stated plans on Wednesday to develop the region into a gold trading hub, and the precious metal is becoming increasingly popular, Wall Street Journal, with developing economies looking to diversify their foreign reserves. That's fancy Wall Street Journal speak for saying get out of the dollar, move away from the dollar, and move into the only form of real money, which just happens to be in the United States Constitution, gold and silver. SP Angel analyst said in a note, it's a big deal that Bloomberg, it's a huge deal that the Wall Street Journal are covering the precious metals, and it's just starting. Remember the chart we looked at earlier? 1% of the world's financial assets are in gold and silver. You are ahead of the curve. Okay. You bought the winter coat in September because you knew it was going to be a real cold winter, right? Maybe you didn't need the coat for a couple weeks, and people are like, why do you buy them? No, you bought it when it was on sale. Good job. Right? You bought your silver, you bought your gold, you bought your precious metal mining stocks. You're ahead of the curve, and you are going to be greatly rewarded. Look, the fact that we've got, welcome to all the new basement dwellers, by the way. Guys, those of us who've been here for a while, say welcome to the new basement dwellers. Here, you know what? I'm going to do it myself. Welcome. And if you want, I can't read it all right now because I got a lot more to cover, but just so you guys can see, everybody say where they're joining from. We got people all over the world. We got a lot of new people here today, and it's just starting. Even those of you who have just showed up, those of you who've been here for years, right? Yeah, I appreciate that. You know that, my loyal, original followers. We got a lot of new people showing up, and that only means one thing. We are at just the beginning. We're in the second, third inning of what I think could be a massive, massive move for the precious metals. Let's talk about the BRICS countries and this prospect. Gold. How does gold play into this new BRICS payment system? Let's go check this out and see what we know so far. Oh boy, it's one of those websites with a zillion ads. We'll play whack-a-mole. BRICS Pay. Okay. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. Massive, big meeting coming up in 4 days in Russia. All right. And I remembered Susie's not here. She's over taking care of her mom. So I'm doing this solo. BRICS Pay Alliance officially unveils new payment system. There's the BRICS. Okay. Let's see if that's Russia, India, South Africa. Who's that guy? What country is he from? China. And wait a minute. Brazil. Okay. Sorry. All right, here we go. In what is a massive moment for the economic alliance, BRICS Pay has officially been unveiled. Does it have anything to do with gold? You're gonna hear that in a second. And if it has to do with gold, it has to do with silver, but don't tell anybody yet. Okay. At the BRICS Business Forum taking place in Moscow, participants received brand new cards for the long-awaited payment system. The cards are the first official debut of the landmark project. Russian state media originally reported the demo card contains 500 rubles that can be used for payment throughout 3 locations at the World Trade. Moreover, participants will be able to spend the funds throughout the Thursday and Friday events. So that's the new BRIC Pay card. Okay, very interesting. Now, what does it have to do with gold and silver? We're going to get to that in 1 second. Throughout the last 2 years, the BRICS bloc has sought to increase financial autonomy, aka increase de-dollarization. in an effort to lessen international reliance on Western currencies. With the bloc's annual summit just a week away, it has made a massive step towards that goal already. The BRICS Pay system has officially been unveiled at the Collectives Business Forum in Moscow. Those who participate in the event received a demo version of the payment system card. They've been given funds to spend through the blockchain-based system. Now, this is making waves, and they got to register with a QR code. What does this have to do with gold? Well, okay, here we go. This screenshot has been making its way around the internet. It says, here, let me read this to you. Breaking. BRICS Pay confirmed to support gold as a payment option. So if we look at this screenshot, we can see the currencies you can use. US dollars, euros, Brazilian, South African, Indian, Iranian, Chinese, and Chinese yuan, and XAU, gold. Okay? So as we've talked about exhaustively, as the BRICS continue to de-dollarize, why is that a big deal? What does that mean for you in the gold and silver that you own? I think we're on the right screen now. Hey, I see you. Thank you for being here. Why is that a big deal? You're like, I own gold, I own silver. What's BRICS got to do? Blah, blah, blah. Because the world is bifurcating. And over here, you have the BRICS, and they control a lion's share of the world's resources. They control a lion's share of the world's economy. They control, even more importantly, a lion's share of the world's economic growth. And guess what? They want to move away from the dollar. So what are they going to move to? What do you think? Right? If they're not going to use the dollar, they don't trust each other either. Right? They have very little trust. If you're a Chinese guy, if you're a Chinese businessman, do you want to hold Russian rubles? Probably not. No. I mean, that's just the reality. If you're a Saudi Arabian, do you want to hold Chinese yuan? Probably not. In case you haven't noticed, China's been in big trouble lately. They want gold. They want gold. Their new BRICS Pay system apparently has a gold payment option. Very interesting. So let me ask you this. Let's say you're using BRICS Pay, and let's say you're a Chinese person and you just bought some oil from Russia, right? Or you're a Russian and you bought, wait a minute, you're a Chinese person, you bought oil from Russia. You pay them in Chinese yuan, or they could get paid in gold. Which would you take? You'd take the gold, right? I mean, the bottom line is everybody's so caught up on the gold standard, going back to the gold standard, going back to the BRICS having a official gold-backed settlement currency. We don't need it. Gold is fine. Silver are fine, right? Because you know what? They're going to go there anyway. That's what happens. This has happened. What's so important, right? Here's an example to show you why the world always goes back to gold. Just do a little bit. Trust me, I've done it just a little bit. I'm not a historian, but the smallest, sorry, I've got a silver cat down here. She knows something's up with silver. The smallest study of history will show you. You guys want to see Pippi the silver cat? I bet she'll come over here in a second, as long as she doesn't unplug the internet cable. People want the gold and silver. The smallest study of history will indicate to you that, guess what? What we're going through right now, I know it's the first time. It feels like the first time. You know that song, right? But it's not. To us, it's the first time. We have just our life, each of our little movies. And during our life, the dollar has always been valuable, right? I know I was brainwashed. I believe it. I still believe it. It's not. To us, it's recency bias. The reality is, if you look at history, history indicates unequivocally that paper currencies always fail. Not most of the time, not a vast majority of the time, every single time. So I want you to think about this. I'm going to show you something to demonstrate why that is so important. Hold on. There she is. Okay, you see her, right? Fiat currencies fail every single time. They always have. That's her leaving the coin shop before they realized that they gave them paper for silver. This idea that we can actually convert paper into silver or gold for that matter is so critical, guys. It's so critical, right? I mean, any other real asset, copper, land, oil, whatever it may be, it is so critical for us to protect ourselves in that manner. All right. Woof. Man, we've got so much going on here. Talking about the national debt. Let's go back to see what Don Endress sent us. Oh, by the way, that's me for you who are new. That's the day that I visited the Comex. Those are the Comex clowns. If you made $5,000, I'm sorry. If you, think about this, you made $500,000 per day, every single day since the Great Pyramids were built, you at this point would have half of what the U.S. government has borrowed just since June. We are in big trouble. We are in big, massive trouble in this country. And here's a great indication why right there, right? I mean, the debt, it's a Ponzi. It's a debt spiral. It's a debt whirlpool, however you want to look at it. Wow, there's so much going on. I don't know what else. Oh boy. Don't forget, we've all been fooled by the Fed. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. I wrote this for you special last night. This will move gold and silver. It's happening right now. We're going to go out to Pimbex right now, and then I want to read this very important passage that I put together for you last night and shows why. Take a deep breath. Let's just do it. I'm going to press the little gold triangle there, the Pimbex magic button. Come on. 89 cents. Yes. Yes. Join me, gold and silver investors. We're going back up. Could we end the day up $1 per ounce in silver? Yes. You know, Chris Marcus from Arcadia Economics, he sent me a text this morning. He was like, are you running around your basement naked, jumping up and down? I said, no, but I am very happy. I'm very happy. Now, let's get to something serious. That's why silver's up 89 cents. This is why. And it's going to continue. I believe, I could be wrong. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything that I'm saying, but I believe it will continue to go much higher. Okay. This will move gold and silver higher. Everyone has been fooled by the Fed, but the Fed is becoming impotent, neutered. Okay. This is great. The Fed is being compelled to cut interest rates. Why is the Fed cutting interest rates? Not because of cooling inflation. Inflation is not going anywhere, Buttercup. Be prepared. Be prepared to spend more on eggs, gas, everything. Okay? So they're not cutting because inflation's down or because the economy is slowing. The only reason the Fed is cutting rates is because of our country's poor financial condition that requires low rates just to be able to sustain the exploding debt. Okay. He's in a box. Jerome Powell is in a box. The United States is fiscally trapped. We had a $2 trillion deficit last year, $2 trillion deficit. And there's no political will by either party to control the spending. Monetary debasement is inevitable. Let me give you a quick visual. Okay. Here's our friend, Jerome Powell. He really is in a box for those of you who are new. But what's in the box? The only thing he knows how to deal with this, and that is print, 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 print. Okay? That's the reality. They're pretending that inflation is under control. They're just pretending. They need inflation. That's the only thing they can do at this point to keep the system alive. Okay. But the reality is higher interest rates. Oh, hey guys, hold on a second. I got her. Those of you who've been around a long time remember this girl. That's Pippi the silver cat. Oh, she's okay. Do you think silver's going up or down, Pippi? All right. There you have it. Pippi the silver cat says silver is going up. I heard it. Did you hear it? Okay, back to the Fed. We're in this. This is the part that is mind-boggling. Uh-oh. Okay. Anyway, mind-boggling about it all. We're in this horrific situation in this country. Okay. But we haven't even had any type of crisis yet. Like we're in a financial condition like we were worse or bad as we were at the end of World War II, while we were entering a period of peace and prosperity. Now we're in that, like we just finished World War II. Now we're in this horrific situation and we haven't even faced a crisis. What's going to happen when we face a crisis? I don't want to scare you, but it's the reality. Okay. Washington doesn't care. The United States, our debt, just think about this. The debt levels are growing in this country faster than our GDP. I know Pippi. I don't know if you guys can hear her, but she is really active today. Pippi the silver cat. That's like you if your debt level is growing fast. Okay, Pippi. No, don't step on the computer. All right, guys. Hold on here. Stay down, Pippi. This is what happens when Susie's not home and her cat gets in the basement. Anyway, I know the debt levels are growing. Sorry, the wheels have officially come off the bus. The debt level is growing faster than the GDP. That'd be like you having your personal debt levels growing exponentially bigger, faster than your income. Money printing, right? This is the only answer. Thank you to our friend Don Indris for sending that nice quality $100 bill TP. Okay. And we've already seen this with, I see you here one more time. Okay. Then I got to get back to the live stream, Pippi. You want to say hi to everybody? So this is Pippi the silver cat. The story on her, for those of you who've been around a number of years, when we got this cat, she was a brown color. And we talked about Silver Susie, my lovely wife, and I talked about Silver so much that this cat slowly turned into this beautiful, I don't know if you can see it, silver color. Now, will you leave me alone so I can finish the live stream, please? Wonderful. So the only option is money printing, and we already see that. The M2 money supply is going up, and it's time for our exciting daily field trip, basement dwellers, to the U.S. debt block. Oh boy, we're almost to 36 trillion. We just got 35 trillion a little bit ago. That's not what we're here to look at. What we're here to look at is this. Got this nice and big. Oh shoot. Hold on here. Okay. Let's see if I can get up there where it is. Okay, over here. Nope, down. We're going to get, there it is right there in the middle of the screen. US M2 money supply. Do you see that? That's growing. That's like all your checking accounts, all your savings accounts, your money market accounts. That's the amount of money that's being created. You can Google M2 money supply if you want to learn about it. It's interesting, kind of interesting. But anyway, it's unicorn fart dust, paper money being created. Now, what we want to look at, so I don't think we did this yesterday, is the okay, there we go. Dollar to silver ratio is now at 727. A week ago, let me back up. What that represents is for each 1 ounce of silver that's being produced, mined on an annual basis in the entire world, for each 1 ounce of silver, there is $727 being created via the M2 money supply. 727 for each 1 ounce of silver. And it continues to skyrocket. It was just at 400 a couple of months ago, 500, 6, 7. Guys, they are printing money, and because that's the only thing that they can do. Look at this. The paper to silver ratio went up to 408. That represents the amount of electronic paper, COMEX, LBMA claims on silver to the actual number of ounces of silver that are being produced. That's 400 to 1. That's paper, unicorn fart dust, make believe, la la land silver to, hey, we got a thank you for the super chat. Man, you guys are awesome. We have broken records today. We are at almost 1,300 basement dwellers. That's a big, big deal. Let's talk about a little. Do you own a house? Thank you for the super. Oh man, I'll go back and get to all the super chats here before we're done. Do you own a home? Right? I mean, it's a primary need that all of us have to sleep somewhere, to have some shelter, right? If you own a home, like I own this home, and you're concerned about a real estate crash, right? We have something happening right now as we're heading into what could be some very challenging times on many different levels for this country in the real estate market that I think we need to take a look at, because it could demonstrate for us that we very well may be heading for some difficult, challenging times. Let's go take a look. Hey, you know what though, guys? I want to do something to give a shout out real quick. If you're new to the channel, we've got a great friend of our channel, Coin Shop Chris. Coin Shop Chris. He has his own YouTube channel now. He left me high and dry. Right now, he's a great friend of the channel, great friend of many of you. Please, at some point, go out on YouTube, type in Coin Shop Chris, and check out his channel. Subscribe. He's a great guy, and he's been going through some rough times with the weather events that happened last week. Anything you can do to help him out or just subscribe to his channel would be great. And he's got great content. Now, let's go out and take a look at why you need to be concerned about housing. Real estate from the Kobisi letter. Okay. Just in, U.S. mortgage applications have dropped by 17% over the last week. In 1 week, we almost had a 20% drop in mortgage applications, the most since, April of 2020. At the same time, the refinancing index dropped by 26%, posting the biggest decline. And again, these are numbers that were exceeded during the peak of the thank you, Susie just texted me, of the what do we call it? The health crisis that we had back in March, April of 2020. This comes after mortgage rates have gone up. On top of that, mortgage purchase applications recorded. So the housing market, let's look at this. Mortgage demand is collapsing. Look at this. Okay. Look at this. Okay. Look just over the last what? Oh boy. Several months. We are seeing the housing. It's not going to be pretty. Okay. If you own a home, let me give you one quick piece of advice like I do, and you got some number in your head of what your house is worth. Well, possibly be prepared that might fall apart. Now, what does that mean for silver and gold? Okay, what does that mean? That we got one last thing, one big kahuna that we need to talk about. Okay, remember earlier we looked at the fact that only 1% of the world's financial assets are invested in gold and silver, for that matter. Right now, guys, there are 6.5 trillion. I'm going to give you 6.5 trillion reasons why you need to be excited about your investment in silver and gold. $6.5 trillion parked in money market accounts. Okay, safe money. That's your neighbors. That's their safe money. That's your mom and dad. That's your brother and sister. Those are your whatever, people you go to church with, whatever you work with. They've got $6.5 trillion sitting in money market. They don't want that money in the stock market, or it would already be there. Okay? They don't want in the stock market. So this is going to create a tsunami of new wealth coming into the precious metals, because when the real estate market starts to crash, when the stock market starts to struggle, and when those people that have all that money in money market accounts also start to experience very high inflation again, and they're only making 3% on that 6.5 trillion, and they all collectively, all 6.5 trillion of them, scratch their head and say, this is not a good situation. I'm only making 3% on my money market, but when I go to the grocery store, everything costs 10 or 20% more. I'm losing money. Now, you know this ahead of time, but when they all wake up collectively and they look around, this is what happened in China. It's a great example. Same thing happened in China. The residential real estate market crashed. The stock market crashed. They don't trust the banks, right? And they all collectively realized, and they all started buying gold, which is the big reason why gold and silver have done so well over the last year. The same thing's going to happen in the United States of America. We aren't immune. We are not immune. And when that 6.5 trillion, even just the darn cat makes me cough. Just a little bit of it, just a itsy bitsy teeny weeny bit of it comes into the gold and silver market. Buckle up, Buttercup. You're going to go for a wild ride. Thank you to I got to say thank you to all the, we got a few more things, housekeeping things to do. Thank you to all of we're going to blow the whistle that we got from Don Indris. What a great supporter of the channel. Thank you to all the moderators. Jake from Jake's Custom Parts. The one and only Jake, who's been here in the basement now several times live. We love you, Jake. Thank you. Big Tim the Silvershire. The one and only Annie Oakley and Susie, Silver Susie, who sent me a text and said we have 400 thumbs up, which means we blow the whistle, boys. This is the silver whistle. All right. It's a train whistle. And over here, it will tell us all the different, you can probably, there you go. You can kind of see it now. All the different, I think I'm allergic to cats. We'll do Flagman Protect the Train Front, which is 3 shorts and a long. Did you guys hear that? Hold on a minute. Sometimes I got the settings. Let's go back to audio. Echo cancellation. Oh yeah, we don't want that. I want to adjust the microphone noise. All right, let's try that again. Hi ho, Silver. Oh, super chats. Man, you guys have been super generous. We have our friend Brian Drapp. More caffeine, Ron. Keep the silver soaring. Thank you. Thank you, Brian, for the super chat. Hey, our good friend, channel regular Silver Surfer. Silver miners are on fire. Woohoo. We love it. Thank you, Silver Surfer. I own a lot of silver miners. Lizard Jupiter super sticker. Thank you, Jay Lizard. I'm sorry. And whoa, here's a big one. They all count. They all long live coins. $10. Wow. Thank you. And I think the other one, Brian Drapp. Yep. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here. On a serious note, right? This is our community. It's not RonTube. It's YouTube. So I owe you a big debt of gratitude for giving us your time, for being here. I want you to know that you're always welcome, right? I mean, we rarely ever have to ban somebody from this channel because there are so many good, nice people. If you have any questions ever, email me. Put it in the chat. You wouldn't believe the number of great friendships that have been forged through this channel. And to me, it's a big honor that I get to, I guess I would say, facilitate it, moderate, whatever you want to call it. It's a big deal. Thank you. Let's go silver. Let's go gold. Hey, thank you, by the way, to First Mining Gold. I almost forgot, right? They're a big sponsor as well. Canadian Gold Development Company with 2 multi-million ounce projects in Canada. Also, Fortuna Mining, a gold and silver producer with operations in Latin America, silver and gold in Latin America, and gold in West Africa. Look, I buy my silver from Pimbex. I own a lot of First Mining Gold and Fortuna Mining. I only take sponsorships from companies that I work with. Okay. I'm not giving financial advice, not telling you when to buy or sell physical gold and silver. Mining stocks can be risky, but I will share with you what I own and what I do. And I'm very grateful that the companies that I've invested my own money in believe in us also, the basement dweller community. So thank you to the sponsors. Hey, let me mention this one as well. Hold on here. I'm going to do it more on Sunday, but I'm still waiting for somebody to please send me. Let me see if I can get Brian. Brian, you're going to be removed from the screen. Has anybody bought one of these or used one of these DirtyMan safes? I'm supposed to get 3 of them today. I'm going to talk about them on Sunday. I'm curious if anybody in the community has purchased one of these. They did give us a 10% off code, RON10. And basically, it's a safe. There it is on the left. and it's got all these specs. It's last 50 years, whatever. And you bury it in the ground. You can put whatever you want in there, I guess, as long as it fits, silver, gold, papers, but you bury it. Let me show you. This is how you do it. You like dig a hole and you put the sleeve, that big sleeve, or that sleeve down in the hole. And then you put your stuff inside the thing, the canister there that says DirtyMan, and it's got a handle you can see. Anyway, you lower it. Well, you put the sleeve down in there first. Oops. And then you lower the safe. It's all sealed up, waterproof and all that. And you slide that white thing over the top of it. And then you fill over the hole. And very critical, you remember where you buried it, and it allows you to like have a little buried treasure in your backyard. Right? And then when you're done, when you want to pull it up, you dig up, and then see that wire? There's it's like industrial grade stainless steel. You pull it back out of the ground. So I'm curious if anybody that gives the specs on it, all that good stuff. There we go. I'm just curious if anybody has bought one of these, if you like it, any of that good stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of the basement. I hope you have a great day. Okay. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Go.